Let's talk about how the school system in America is literally ruining our mental health.
This is how high school broke me. And when I say it broke me, it really did.
Okay, as a public school teacher, I have to say we do not have enough support. I feel like the needs of students' mental health and behavioral needs are just constantly increasing.
So you have kids in school, little itty bitty kids, less than 10 years old, less than 7, and you want them to sit down for 8 hours. And because they can't sit down, you take away their one time to run around. Are we stupid?
We keep hearing it everywhere. Teen mental health crisis, anxiety, burnout, depression. According to the CDC, about 4 in 10 high schoolers say they persistently feel hopeless or sad, and about 1 in 5 has seriously considered suicide. That's not teens being dramatic. That's a system-level problem. In this video, I want to talk about why, for a lot of teens, school might be contributing to the mental health crisis, and why homeschool is actually better for teen mental health than public school. I've been homeschooled for 6 years and I've been in public school for 6 years, so I do know both sides. And while I'm not saying that every kid in homeschool is automatically happy and joyful, and I'm not saying that every public school kid is miserable, but when you zoom out and you really look at the structure of public school, the schedule, the environment, the social pressures, it's very obvious why many teens are mentally exhausted. First off, societal pressure is relentless. Public school isn't just to go to class to learn. It's also, who are you sitting next to at lunch? Who's talking about you right now on Snapchat? Are you dressing right, talking right, or posting the right things? Now, add bullying, comparison, and constant performance, academically and socially, and we end up having a recipe for disaster. I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, birds of a feather flock together. I mean, in public school, you don't really get to choose your flock. Your flock is whoever the teacher or the system puts your kid or your teen in. In homeschool, you get to choose which flock you want to fly with, essentially. You're not forced to be around kids that you believe will be a bad influence. Truthfully, that is not a form of sheltering. That's a way of protecting your own mind. You don't have to roll the dice on a healthy social culture. The schedule isn't human. Let's start with even the basics. Sleep.
The AAP, or the American Association of Pediatrics, actually recommends that high school start no earlier than 8:30 a.m. And what's interesting is that 93% of schools in America actually start before that 8:30 a.m. cutoff. And because of this, the National Sleep Foundation actually claims that 89% of high school students get less than the recommended amount of sleep on school nights, that is. The average American high school student is chronically sleep deprived and pathologically sleepy. And those are the words right from the National Sleep Foundation.
Sleep issues are usually linked to anxiety, depression, and worse decision making. But the system doesn't care. The bell rings at 7:20 whether you like it or not. And while it's not a bad thing to have a set time to wake up, but teens sometimes feel like they have to sacrifice their sleep for their academics just to be the one to get ahead. In homeschool, your teen can wake up at a time that kind of matches their biology. For example, in my homeschool, me and my brother have different set wake up times. That way he's able to wake up for the gym on time, and he basically starts his day a lot earlier. Versus me, I scheduled my gym times for the end of the day. Because truthfully, I'm not an early morning person, and I found that out the hard way. And just more sleep alone can make a depressed, unmotivated teen feel like a totally different person.
You mess up once, one bad semester, one bad exam, and suddenly you're branded. You're labeled as a failure. Every dumb mistake, every late assignment, every bad grade that you've ever gotten somehow defines you.
I came out of high school thinking I was stupid. And when I got to college and entered adult life, I realized that I am really smart actually, and I just have been put under so much pressure in high school. I was made to think that I was really dumb.
Identity isn't only grades and labels. In public school, your identity gets reduced to your grade or your label. Gifted, behind, trouble, perfect student, honor roll. When 40% of students say they're feeling persistently sad and hopeless, you can't pretend those labels aren't a part of it. If you're always known as the kid that's behind, those labels do stick. Even I have a great example of this story. My little sister was going to be put into a pre-K pre-K class or a first grade class. I wasn't sure which one. But my parents told me that my little sister was almost put into a special ed class just because they said she's not performing the right way. But my little sister, she has no problem with completing assignments, speaking, writing, problem solving. In fact, recently, we made a post on our channel that she won second place in a speech competition. And she's reading similar books to what we are, which are college level books like Influence, Think and Grow Rich, Mindset of a Millionaire, Persuasion. And she creates her own art, videos, and she's just a truly well-rounded individual. Now imagine if we had listened to the school and we had labeled her special ed. So yeah, sometimes your kid might not be the best at memorizing, but that doesn't make them special ed. Now there's nothing wrong with special ed if they genuinely have a disability, and I believe those people deserve to be treated very, very kindly. But sometimes those labels can sometimes limit you. So yes, your identity isn't just tethered to a grade or a label, but school forces that agenda. And that agenda keeps you mentally trapped. If your teen is clearly not okay in public school, panic attacks, school refusal, absences, self-harm, or serious anxiety, the system can move painfully slow. In homeschool, if your kid has a mental health crisis, and if your kid needs a mental health day, you don't have to beg the system for it. You can pause the math book, prioritize a therapist, rest, or just take some time outside. And that's if needed. And you don't have to wait on a district policy to do any of that. To close, homeschool isn't just the magic cure, but I am saying that it's a great alternative. If your teen is struggling with, let's just say, a mental health crisis, when about 40% of high schoolers are saying that they feel persistently sad or hopeless, we can't pretend that that's not a school issue, or at least not related in some way. For a lot of teens, homeschool is just simply a healthier environment to grow up in. More rest, less pressure, more control over influence and your environment, and more genuine connection. So if you're a parent watching this, this is basically your permission slip to at least explore other options. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please comment your thoughts down below. This is an open-ended discussion, and I'd be very happy to hear your opinion.